Hello, you are welcome to another time on Abiodun. It's been quite a while since we last had a broadcast here on the channel, but I remain your host, Abiodun Mabadeje. Yes, the fact that we have not had a post officially does not mean I have not been busy. In fact, it's because I have been busy that we have not had a post, and to make up, I have been posting some inspirational YouTube shorts on the channel. So, but we are welcome back, and for today we have a guest of some sort, if you want to put it that way. I was on Galaxy Television recently for an interview. I was a co-guest with someone I have known and respected for a very long time, the very popular Yinka Davies. So it is the broadcast on this channel for this is going to be the interview, on Galaxy TV, and I'm using this with permission. So I'll just encourage you to enjoy yourself, enjoy the interview. We are discussing marriage, family, and in-laws, and all the issues around that subject. So you are welcome. Please enjoy.
We have a guest in the house, and of course his name is Abiodun Mabadeje. Did I get that right? Oh yes, I got it right. Okay, so Abiodun is a motivator, he's an author, and also an actor. It's good to have you in the house.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to get motivated, obviously, because I know managing your in-laws in relationship
you need
is
a lot of motivation.
Oh yes, you need a lot of motivation.
Yeah,
because
right.
like we heard in the mini feature, a whole lot of people are actually even scared of getting into marriage. Some of them even go as far as wishing their, let me not even say father-in-laws, the mother-in-laws.
Yeah.
A lot of them even wish that I pray my mother-in-law is dead before I
get married. And that's a very major thing for some, well, let me not say most women, let's say some women.
Some women, exactly. So I want to ask, yes, we already know the kind of mentality that comes with why they are saying, that's a very bad mentality anyway, saying why their mother-in-law should be dead before getting married. But I want to ask, first of all, definitely we know we're always going to have in-laws, and we find out that it's as if most of the times it's the mother-in-law that always tend to be the issue they have. Like when there's an issue, it's always the mother-in-law with the daughter-in-law, of course. So why do you think there's always this friction between the both of them? What's your take?
Let me start like this. If you wish that your mother-in-law to be should die before you get married to the son, it's a seed you are sowing.
Right.
So somebody somewhere along the line will also wish that you were dead before they get married to your son. So that is something somebody should keep at the back of his of her mind, when you are thinking like that. But then you see this thing about women, jealousy is a thing with women. Attachment. The mother has nurtured this boy since she gave birth to him, and growing up, and now he's a man, and probably God has blessed him to an extent. So in his 20s, maybe late 20s, and then he's doing well. Oh, this is the time this woman feels. Oh, permit me to say, I hope it's okay to speak some Yoruba. Of course I will interpret. So this woman feels that it is time for me to gem one more. This is the time for me to be, at least let me enjoy the fruit of my labor. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, this boy decides he wants to get married and settle down, and then there comes this other woman into his life, and he's giving all of his attention to this other woman, this small girl that does not know how she suffered to bring him up, what she went through to see him through school, and all of that. And then you now want to come and cross leg
and be the madam of the house.
Now you now occupy his heart and his soul, and he doesn't have attention for me anymore. Not many women can swallow it. Not many women can take it and just let it go, that okay, yes, this same thing I was with to my husband, and then what she's doing is actually not out of place. But not many women can do
Can't
that.
do that.
So that brings a lot of friction. You know, I want to be in control. I am the mother. No, I am the wife, and all of that. You know, it's a lot of.
It's a lot of things. Okay, now I want to ask, being a motivator, I know you've spoken with a lot of persons. What could be the cause? Yes, you said jealousy is one of the major causes. Yes, I know. But what could be the cause a mother-in-law will want to put herself in the shoes? Because I feel when you're having this little friction with your daughter-in-law, I feel you're bringing yourself down to her level. Now, what do you think, aside jealousy, is another factor for them, you know, having this loggerheads? And what do you think mother-in-law should be able to do before your son introduces the woman to you, and even the steps of getting married, and even when she's married, and all of that. What is your take, and what other factors can cause that?
You see, life is a journey. Yeah, and it comes in phases. The son that you give birth to today, at some point in time, you should know that he's going to come to that point in his life where, like the scripture says, you leave your mother and your father, and then you cleave. So there is going to come that day that this boy is going to leave you and cleave to someone else. It's something you have to accept. It's part of life. There is nothing you can do about it, unless, of course, like some, in some quarters, go the extra mile and they want to keep the boy metaphysically now, for longer than necessary. This boy is 29, he's 30, he should be able to settle down, but someone somewhere is manipulating things so that the boy won't go settle down. But we're not talking about that. So you should accept it as a fact. It will come. At some point, this boy will leave you and cleave to someone else. So you have to first settle that in your mind. And it's not something you should struggle with. At some point, somebody left his own parents and cleaved to you. If his parents did not allow him, and if all the parents that give birth to men don't allow them to marry, you will also not be married. So you have to accept it as a fact that at some point this would happen. And then you begin to prepare your mind for it. In fact, don't wait until this boy introduces someone to you before you start preparing yourself. Your mind that in fact, by the time is, well, for the sake of our environment, by the time he's 25, you should be the one asking the question. Right. You should be the one, probing him to say, okay, Alpha, when? That's part of you also preparing your mind and getting yourself ready for that time, so that it won't be a shock when the boy brings this girl to you and you are wondering from where to where. So you should prepare your mind for it before it comes. That's a beautiful one. Now coming to the daughters-in-law, because I know those ones are like the in fact sometimes they even go as far as praying, because I don't even know why you will pray for your mother-in-law. What sort of a prayer is that? That is no more a prayer. What do you think a daughter-in-law is the best way to actually captivate the mother? Some women can be very difficult. No matter what you do, if you like lick the under her leg or wherever she walks upon, you keep putting your words so that she can majestically walk on it, they will still not just like you because they just choose not to like you. But let's leave that. That's an extreme case. Now let's just come to the mild one. How can daughter-in-laws actually work well or build themselves up? In what manner can they build themselves up that whatever kind of mother-in-law you meet, they will still accommodate you, they will love you? And I'm saying this because if we look as far back as way before, even when we have mother-in-laws having issues with daughter-in-laws, is usually it's a big deal, but you find that those daughter-in-laws can take it in because of their husband. But now they are so hot-blooded that they can't even take it. If you're raising your hand 1, 2, they are taking it back to give it to you. You understand? So what can you advise the daughter-in-laws when it comes to this area of managing the in-laws? Again, like I said, you want to get married, you are praying that your mother-in-law to-be should die before you marry the son. It's a seed you are sowing. At some point, somewhere along the line, somebody will be praying the same prayer for you. Now, if your mother-in-law does not die before you get married to the son, you have to manage her. It's a fact. And we live in Africa. This is Nigeria. There are certain cultural norms that we can't wish away. We can't just throw them away and say they don't exist. Because of modernization and civilization. No, we can't just wish them away. When you get married, your in-laws are seen as your parents. You have adopted new parents. You have to treat them the same way you would your own biological parents. So you can't want to get married to somebody and not want to have a relationship or anything to do with the parents of the person you are married to, whether as a man or as a woman. But of course, for the sake of this discussion, we're looking at the woman now. Now, as a wife, you see, again, because of our cultural norms, because of our environment, because of where we live, Nigeria, Africa, you see, as a daughter-in-law, certain things are naturally expected of you. Like we have said, some mothers, some mother-in-laws now are overbearing. Yes, we can't take it away. They are overbearing. They have, especially if the relationship between the mother and the son is that of a, permit me to say, mommy's boy relationship. You know, if you have that kind of situation, you can tell that the mother will always want to have a say in whatever happens in the home, even though it is not right, but because that is how the boy grew up with her. Okay, so now if you find yourself in that situation, it is now left to you to tell yourself, okay, this is who this mother is. What can I do? What should I do? Now, you see, I said earlier that when you get married, you now have new parents. Now, this your mother-in-law, who, like we say, is overbearing, can you try to see her as your own mother? Because if you see her as your mother, there are things you can take from your mother because she's your mother. No matter what she does, because she's your mother, you will take them from her. Now, if you learn to see your mother-in-law as your mother, it will help you to be able to manage your emotions. You know, there are things ordinarily you would have reacted to, maybe with anger and all of that, but if you see her as your mother, it will help you to be able to at least calm down a little more, and then just, you know, accept her as, okay, she's my mother. I should be able to tolerate this from her, rather than seeing her as a mother-in-law who is a rival, you know, because who is trying to get attention of her son and then trying to pitch you against her son and all of that. So, but if you see her as your mother, and then it will help you to calm your emotions and your nerves, and then there are things you just be able to overlook because you see her as your mother first.
That is very important, because I believe if you see as your mother, there are some certain things you will not do. But there are some extreme cases, like I gave an example. You see, you know, a lot of people are making it as a skit now, but we all know it's happening in some homes, whereby a mother feels she has, a mother-in-law feels she has the power because it's her son's house, and aside from that, you see the sisters of the husband, you know, just strolling in and strolling out like that belongs to them, or that's their family house. And you know, sometimes the wife will always talk to the husband, and maybe the husband will try to, you know, it's a bit difficult, because sometimes I pity you men, because you know, how do you
manage your wife,
manage your wife and manage your family, and you don't want to step on the toes of your wife because, oh, she will feed you and she will give birth to your kids, and you don't want to step on your siblings because they are the family you have. Even when the wife walks away or the children are gone, they will still be the first person to, you know, always come forward. Now, what at this extreme case of a mother-in-law being overbearing and getting to the extent of probably raising a hand on her daughter-in-law. Now, there's the part where she raises her own hand. Like the first time it happened, she kept quiet. She spoke with the husband did nothing. Don't worry, I'll talk with my mom. The second time again, probably right in his presence, the mother hits the daughter-in-law again, and the man is confused, like, Mom, why would you do that? You don't slap my wife. You know, trying to caution the mom. The mom would talk, I gave birth to you, I did this, I did that, and he walks away. Now the wife will be like, you see what your mom did? I'm not going to take it the third time. You know, giving him this one of, see, I've taken it. And the third time, the in-law slaps her. And she's like, okay, no, this time, since you don't want it, I can't take it anymore. And she raises her hand and slaps the mother-in-law. In this scenario, because this is a very difficult scenario, what advice can you give, even to the man from the beginning, the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law? What's your best advice?
You see, one of the things we must understand is that there are two types of family. There is what is called the family of procreation, and then there is the family of orientation. Okay. Now, family of orientation is the family where you are a child and then you have your parents. Then there is the family of procreation where you become a husband or a wife, and then you have children. So now, in the family of procreation, where it is the husband, the wife, and then the children, you see, it is first that family, that husband and the wife in that union, they come first before any other person. Yes, mother, father, brothers and sisters, they are your, in quotes, your first family before you met your wife or your husband. But when you change lane, when you crossed over, this is now your first family. That family where you came from becomes your second family. And should not take priority. People in that family, the members of that family, should not take priority over the members of this your new family. That has to be established from the beginning. You as the husband or even the wife have to let your other members of your other family know that this is the rule. This is what it is. I always say to people, like the scripture says that I said earlier, a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. Cleaving means that he becomes one with the wife. The principle of marriage is the principle of oneness, and the two shall become one. Man, woman have become one. Now, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Let no mother-in-law put asunder. Let no father-in-law put asunder. Let no brother or sister put asunder. And then at any point there is any similitude of these people wanting to put asunder, you should, in this case now, the man should step in to put a stop to it. You should not let it go any further as to disturb the peace of your wife, because you are supposed to protect your wife. If your mother is becoming overbearing, you should be able to stand up for your wife and defend her. Now, I understand that, like you said earlier, sometimes these things are not as easy as we are saying. It can be very difficult. You understand? But then the truth is that your wife is first before and above every other person. So you should know that, and you should let your family members know that that is what it is.
Oh wow, this is very, very, very deep. Like I said, our second guest, Lagos definitely happened to her, but she's here now, grateful to God. Her name is Yinka Davies. She's an actress, a vocalist, and a dancer. I would have really loved her to dance, but we're all sitting down. It's good to have you, ma'am, in the show.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Hello, Nigeria.
Okay, so tell me, how have you been coping with this dancing career? Because it's not easy to move your body at some certain times.
That's a very interesting question, because dancing is dancing is like exercise, stylish exercise. So it's expected for you to, there's a method to it. However way maybe you're growing older or something, and you just tend to pace it a little bit, so you just balance the sheet so you don't get totally you have to do yourself a favor. The same thing with exercise, but some people are really used to eating, like the Yoruba would say, one journey. They will carry it, and at 100, people are still carrying it. We have to respect them.
Yes, of course, very true. Okay, since you are here now, can you give us a little bit of what the Lagos Family Show is all about before we go into the show proper?
The Lagos Family Show is an entertainment, it's not that it won't be fair to say my own family is better than your family. No. Just healthy competition. Healthy, not that we are doing it better, we just that we are faster at it. Or maybe my family communicates better, or my son finds it easy to talk with me. Because sincerely, a lot of families don't have that kind of a
communication.
So that this actually will bring about such a rejuvenation. That's it. So it's quite it's a healthy
competition.
All one of a family oriented communal. We used to have a lot of Akwa Ibom still has that effect. What we had in Lagos in the early 70s,
was it have it now?
That feeling. When you go to Akwa Ibom now, you can still have that that mesh, that love. You can sit with any family and have a conversation.
Oh wow!
I'm telling you, when I went there, I was in love. I feel like going there. Can you imagine? I Accept me now.
So Lagos Family Show is basically going to bring a lot of families together,
Yes.
and whatever is missing, they will definitely spark it
Yes,
back.
it will be sparked. Exactly.
Amazing. Okay, let's go into the show, because I know when I told you managing in-laws in relationship and marriage, and your reaction was like, in-laws. So from the end, what would you say about in-laws in relationship, even before a marriage and after marriage? What would you say?
You know our daddy is here.
Yes, please.
And I've been speaking and
he has been saying a whole lot of
Our daddy is here. I have to respect myself.
But please, what would you say?
The weight is on them.
Exactly my thoughts.
It is the weight of the work is on our daddies. I can guarantee you, you do not know half of what the men are facing every day. You do not know half of what these men are going through, especially wives and
mother-in-laws.
It's so painful that we are not even interested in knowing, because we have to let it carry the weight. Hey, this one is happening. Hey, that one is happening. Hey, this one is getting caught. Hey, sorry, forgive me. I thought this one was on silent. And so the men, I really must commend you guys for coping with us. I want to thank you. I want to thank you men for bearing long in spite of ourselves. Yes, I know we have a lot, especially because women, we carry a lot. We have carried the children. We do come and see my Mr. Razak. Come and see what he goes through every day. And the way the woman tricked him into telling him that he's going to buy the books, but he has already bought them. Hey, she has already bought the books, and she let's say, Kowa. And the man now got to the house. Where are we going to buy the books? No,
I bought the books already.
We bought the books. We just want you to come and give
bring the money.
And the man started laughing. You know, some men won't take it like that.
Yes, they will not take it lightly, actually.
And then the in-law part of it, which is that if the man is too weak to even say that I'm so connected to my family, so he's torn between mommy and wife. So may God have mercy. I don't know what to say. It's a lot, my sister. It's a lot.
So I want to ask now, when you see that a lot of daughter-in-laws are having, you know, like I said, I told him earlier, some daughter-in-laws go as far as praying that their mother-in-laws are dead before getting married to their husband, which is very extreme. Now I want to ask, what can daughter-in-laws do actually to able to manage their mother-in-laws? When I mean manage, like see them as their mother and, you know, build themselves around it, that okay, this is not a competition, this is supposed to be a family, we're supposed to be one. What advice would you give to them as a mother?
Mommy, we all come from different homes. We all come from various mindsets, and we are going to marry into a, you know, and now recreate another which is our own. Unless we sit down to do the calculation now for the future. So how did our fathers and mothers
do this thing? Yeah.
How did they do the deed?
How did they
don't know each other, and yet
they stayed, they endured, they managed.
Which kind of tomoko they use? Which kind of tomoko? That and you see, it is true that a lot of things, sins of the father, sometimes these things are really like sometimes the color of the father will guard on or something, or what the child is seeing, the child will replicate. Of course. What are you bringing to the table to help me manage, like my mother now, like okay, my mother-in-law, let's say mother. If I say my mother is mad, and I enter my husband's house. Now I know my mother is mad. Now, if I want quarrel, all I need to do is set my mother against his mother.
Right.
See quarrel. I would have to sit there and be chopping popcorn. They watch.
And be watching film.
At whose expense?
Your family expense, definitely.
At whose detriment? And the children are watching mothers going through hell. But the thing is, she's looking for the interest of her
son.
own son. The other one is looking for the interest of her own
daughter.
So that means there's selfish interest and conflicting positions.
Sure.
So selfish interest is another problem.
Major problem. Did I just come to that arrive at the
just not
arrived?
Yes.
Sorry everybody, we just arrived at a conclusion. Hey, my Lord.
So selfish interest, and like you said, he also said jealousy is another problem for women, because we women, we have this, because we're very emotional, we get attached a whole lot easily.
No, in all honesty, let me be sincere with you, my lady. The jealousy is more the men.
Oh really?
Not the women. Women are territorial. Women are expressive. The men don't show it.
Okay.
And the height of anger is worse with the men. But we are not looking at it. And the man contains his own because the one, but the men, try it. Try it. They are here. They will tell you the truth. Am I not lying? No, is that English?
No,
am I lying?
Are you lying? Ask him. Do you agree with her that men jealousy are actually more than the women, but because they don't express it doesn't mean that they don't have it more?
Well, yes. Every human being has emotions. There is nobody that does not have emotions. God created all of us to have emotions, and I will agree that yes, men have a way of bottling things in more. You know, when a woman would naturally speak out, voice her anger, express herself, a man will like and then maybe, but then is it because they are more jealous than women? I won't see it from that angle.
From you are the one that can tell yourself about yourself. The other men cannot. Do you know how many? Let us come to the brass tacks of things. Can I be factual? When men sit and talk about a particular girl that is loose, which of them is going to marry her? Of those men. Now, if any of their friends is about to marry her, and they will tell him, loose. And the man insists on marriage. Do you remember that woman that wanted to jump over the bridge?
Yes.
Do you remember what happened to her? Was he not aware that people were around her? Was he not aware? Why did he have to wait
until when he got married to her? That's another angle, though.
Bros, don't try it. You are a gentleman. God bless you, sir.
Mr. Abiodun, I know you don't agree with the fact of the jealousy part.
It's debatable.
Right?
It is not debatable. Let me tell you, you are representing the being that created you. I am a jealous God. He did not say, I am a female. He did not say, I am a territorial God. I am a jealous God. Visiting. So please excuse me, sir. You represent the being, the great one that create that you out. You are him. He is you. And we are what? We are just the ones on the bone
to
of
help.
So we are just the helpmate. We are just doing our own. The children never shop. The children never. Hey, your mommy have come and she want me to cook her food. And you are just what?
Watching.
Come on now, let us not lie.
So what?
Did you give me a thumbs up? Somebody, one of you.
Yinka Davies is setting the studio on fire. Okay, I coming from my angle, I'm seeing it from my angle too. But at the same time, if men can actually control their jealousy, why is it that women cannot actually manage theirs?
Maturity
differs.
Maturity differs. Do you not know what he went through with his own mom? How did he cope? All he is seeing is that his mother went through hell under his dad.
Okay.
And he wants to protect her. Now, the woman that is going to come into his life has to understand that. Unfortunately, the woman has come with one cantankerous madness. I want to be spoiled though. I don't understand what you people are doing to me. Everything I have done in this life, you this man, did I not marry you? What is my offense that you are not busy there with What have you heard? Nothing.
Nothing.
But have I said anything?
You were just crying.
Exactly.
Obviously, that's no communication. Just watch.
I'm getting thumbs up in this house. Come on, people. Clap
Yes,
for me.
we have people behind the camera that are actually men, and they are giving you thumbs up, and I like that because you're saying it as it is. Okay, now let me ask this question because I know our time is already fast spent.
I'm so sorry. I'm late. I'm so sorry. I like this kind of conversation. We shall come back again and do the deliberation.
Maybe arrive at a conclusion.
And oh wow, are we doing poetry here? Huh? Are we doing poetry? Okay, so let's do it this way. Now, when it comes to managing in-law, to wrap it up, what can you even say? Because we know the Gen Z now, like you said, what are they doing before that they are not doing now? So how can we actually imbibe this value system, this culture back? I'm not saying the women's voice should not be heard. I'm not saying the mother should, take control of the home, or the daughter should be in charge, or the man should break both the bond with the wife or the mother. No, I'm not saying all of that. But speaking about now the Gen Z, what is the way forward that this system, this institution called marriage can work, and we don't have to be hearing bad words when it comes to family, because our mother-in-law, you are daughter-in-law. Let me hear from you, then we'll wrap up with
okay, yeah. A few days ago I did a post on social media, and I say there is no Gen Z Jesus. It's the same yesterday, today, and forever. So the principles of God don't change. God is God.
God every time.
So now, when in the beginning he said a man would leave his father and mother, that principle, that's old package has not been revised.
Right.
There is no revision. There is no edited version of it.
It is still the same.
It is still the same. So if, like she said, our mothers in their days, they found a way of managing all of these excesses, whatever we want to call it, then that means it is possible in our day to manage them. It is possible to find a way to manage your mother-in-law and manage your daughter-in-law. It is possible to find a way to relate cordially, and there should not be any fight. Like Pastor Bisa Adewale, I believe we know him. He wrote a book. One of the title is Wives versus Mothers-in-Law. When will the battle end?
That is a strong book.
When will the battle end? But then the question is, should there even be a battle in the first place?
That's deep.
Should there be a battle?
Okay, very quickly, Yinka Davies.
I second.
You second this thought?
I second this thought. But let us continue this conversation.
Yes, we will continue the conversation behind after the camera. But just to wrap up for here, because we need to close, what would you say after seconding him? What's your own thoughts? Do you have anything to add?
It's a concern. It's a concern. The height of self is the height of deception. Once your life begins with self, that is the end of every conversation.
Wow.
There is no need to talk about anything. Once your own life is all about self, there is nothing more to talk about, because you cannot see anybody. You cannot serve. You cannot help.
You cannot lead.
You are not considerate, and you are never going to see another person above yourself, which means you are not an alone person. Once we can remove that self from you, we can begin our conversation. Once we have 10 people here that have nothing called self in them, Makachuku, Nigeria begins to grow. Case closed.
Thank you very much.
Please, let me this
very quickly.
This submission. Let me wrap it up like
very
this.
Quickly, 1 second, please.
I said, in marriage, the name of the game is mutuality and not individuality.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Oh, this was so dramatic. Yinka Davies, we are bringing you again today. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. It's been an amazing one. And it pained me that Yinka Davies actually came there, because this has been very interesting if you're here for the energy. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being on the show. It's been an honor. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you so much, Abiodun, for actually gracing us. It's been an amazing one. Thank you for starting as a man. 2 ladies and only you. It is a beautiful one.
Is that not how I will stand with my mother-in-law?
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us.
Yes, and that is the broadcast, that is the interview. I believe you have learned 1 or 2 things as far as the subject is concerned, and I trust that of course you will do well to do whatever you can to make sure that you live in harmony with your partner and with your in-laws. So do not forget to like, comment and share this video. I'm sure someone will find something interesting and educative from it. Besides that, if you are yet to subscribe to the channel, do not forget to click the subscribe button and the notification bell, so that next time when we post a video, you will be notified. Thank you. God bless you.